Why, hello there everyone, I'm Laxow, aka the Kumo Sensei. Minasan, ohayo gozaimasu, Yonshou Nishido, and today is a straightforward day. I'm just going to be feeding some tarantulas, a few of them, and there is going to be one feeding attempt because one tarantula didn't eat, but the rest of them did, so it should be a pretty decent video today, so let's get straight into it. And I have to say, this week has been a busy week, so I really haven't had much time to actually work on my tarantula collection, but I should be able to wrap it up by the end of this week. And it is Friday by the time you're seeing this video, so who knows, maybe most of the things I need to do is already wrapped up, but man, it is quite a lot honestly in my personal life. But hey, that's how life works. Sometimes you gotta invest time in other things, so who knows. So I'm sure that all of you have seen these species already on this channel already, so I don't really want to go too in depth about re-explaining about what tarantulas they are and whatnot, because then it becomes quite repetitive in terms of like me talking about the species over and over again, especially if you watch my older videos. I'm trying to actually avoid that when it comes to my commentary, and I also noticed that on a bunch of tarantula YouTube videos is that a lot of people repeat the same information over and over again, and honestly if I keep doing that it's gonna sound repetitive, so I'm just gonna avoid that. This is also why my commentary for my YouTube videos is very off the wall and it's not scripted, just so it sounds more authentic and also it doesn't sound repetitive, because if I speak out of my mind and not, through a script, I think it'll sound more genuine. But let us not get too carried away because you viewers understand where I'm coming from, so let us continue. So you viewers may not know this, but I am working on some tarantula breeding projects on the side and behind the scenes, but I haven't had time to record them because my personal life is taking up a bit of time to essentially where I don't have time to actually record my tarantula breedings, because recording a tarantula breeding video is how should I say, it's very time consuming. But I am trying to get something done, but for the most part though, it's just that my personal life is all over the place to where I just need time to myself to get things figured out. This is me being transparent, because I think one of the biggest things about being in this tarantula YouTube space is that being transparent between content creator and the viewer matters. So whether something good, bad, or surprising happens, I will have to tell you viewers how it is. So essentially, this is me telling you viewers essentially the reason why I haven't been making tarantula breeding videos, and it's really just because of my personal life and time. But I promise you guys, I am working on tarantula breeding projects behind the scenes, so don't think I'm not breeding tarantulas right now. I am, but I'm just trying to get more time to myself to actually work on them. And I truly hope that you viewers understand where I'm coming from if there isn't any tarantula breeding videos. So let's jump on to the next topic, and that is advice. I'm always open to giving out advice if you just leave in the comments or email me, but preferably email is the best way to go at it if you want to ask for advice. And I understand that a lot of people don't really want to use email in this day and age, especially since there's phone numbers, etc. But the reason why I choose to use email is because if I give out my personal phone number out, I don't want people looking up my personal information and figuring out this and that, because that is very dangerous, especially if you're trying to protect yourself in this internet space. This is why I personally prefer using email, just because it keeps a distance between, me and somebody else. So this is why I prefer using email as of now in terms of forms of communication, and also the YouTube comments as well. And please do not send me your personal phone number, text number, etc. because the last thing I want to see is somebody's information getting stolen on the internet. And this is really just me being cautious and also me being aware of personal information. But coming back into the topic though, if you do have questions, by all means just email me or leave in the comments and I'll answer it. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm usually pretty lenient when it comes to giving out advice, but I do want to make a preference that when I do give out advice, this is just based on my experience. So some tarantula breeders may agree or disagree with me, and honestly, that's fine. And don't worry everyone, I don't bite. I'm just a regular person like everyone else. And I also want to say this as well. I don't know why people are putting me on this pedestal like I'm some legendary tarantula breeder, but I just want to say I'm just a regular person, so I don't want people treating me like I'm some special tarantula breeder. And I also want to say that my story is still being told, so unlike a bunch of other tarantula breeders, they have been in the hobby longer than I have. And honestly, my story is just one of many. But I'm thankful for this platform, and I'm thankful that I actually get to talk about myself and tell you my experiences and my stories of being in this hobby. My goal is to not say I'm better than anyone else, or everyone else when it comes to this hobby. I don't think we should compare legacies and actually try to boast somebody else's, because that's not the point of this channel, everyone. I'm just a passionate tarantula breeder who you just happen to stumble upon on YouTube. There is hundreds and a lot of tarantula breeders who deserve more recognition and credit than I do. And honestly, I'm still creating my own legacy, because my legacy is still at the beginning, believe it or not. I don't really think there's an end to this journey until the day I actually do leave this hobby, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But let us not get ahead of ourselves, shall we? Because this is all one step at a time. But anyhow though, let us move on to another topic. So for some reason, on last Friday's video, when I made a video discussing about, how I started and everything in this tarantula hobby, someone emailed me and said that I sound like I'm out of shape, but I promise you I'm not out of shape. I do work out, diet, and exercise like everyone else. So I don't really know where this idea is coming from that I'm out of shape. And I'm guessing it's because of my voice, because of its, it's very lax and low, I guess, to some people. So some people do think I'm out of shape. But I promise you guys, I'm in shape, I'm healthy, and I'm fine. And trust me, if you are one person taking care of hundreds, if not thousands of tarantulas at times, you're going to be sweating and working out a lot without even recognizing it. Because taking care of hundreds of tarantulas in itself, it's definitely a workout. But anyhow though, other than my voice, for next week's video, most likely I'm going to be feeding some of my subadults, so that's going to be interesting. So let us see what happens next week, right? And let's hope they do eat, because my tarantulas are well fed, so at times they don't really want to eat because they're already full, but let's hope they eat, because I usually only feed my subadults and adults about once every month, so they should eat, but at times I feed them too good to where they don't want to eat, so they go on a fast. But let us hope for the best for next week. But the biggest thing of all is that I hope I get some personal time to myself, because I have been busy the past couple of weeks, and I don't know if it's going to get any easier or much more tougher next week. But I'm praying. I'm praying I get more time to actually record and do more tarantula stuff. I guess I'll call this a video for today. So, as the typical, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I upload every single Tuesday and Friday here in this channel. And also support me on my social medias such as my IG and Patreon. Shout out to my Patreon members such as Kale for keeping my tarantulas fed. And with that, stay lax and Laxow out from the Kumo Sensei.